Hi Taurus, this is your June 2017 horoscope with me, Lada from Astrolada.com. I have some good news for you guys. It's the time of the year when the planet of love and grace and pleasure is going to visit your sign. And we have another few good news for you. So before I start though, very quickly, it's time for my All About Taurus webinar on the 28th of May. If you miss it, you can still watch it from my website, and come and join me, guys. It's only $29, and everyone that took the All About Aries webinar, uh, most of the people went on to buy the other 12, the other 11 signs, because they really liked it. They said they're learning things that are nowhere out there on the internet. So yeah, come and join me. All About Taurus, till the price is still $29. And I'll reveal secrets about you. If you always wondered why certain events in the life of Taurus are very similar with the lives about Taurus, and how to recognize that, and what the destiny of Taurus is, what the best strategy for success, for money, for health, for relationships for Taurus, what the biggest obstacles for Taurus are as well, and how to overcome those. So we'll go very deep. This is intense astrology, but you don't need to know anything about astrology to understand it, but it will tell you secrets, that are not out there on the internet, and from ancient and modern astrology. And also, if you want to join me for All About Gemini webinar, which is in June, all about Cancer, or those of you who want to join me and Nicola for a webinar on the secrets of the 30 degrees. Our previous webinar with Nicole had 250 people, and they all loved it, and they're all asking when is the next webinar with Nicola, because Nicola teaches you how to see amazing details in the horoscope of a person. I mean, he could even say, in the last webinar, he showed us how to see if the person you're gonna marry, where you're gonna meet them, whether they will live in your building or whether they'll be from another country, what their job will be. And the secret of the degrees is exactly how he specifies. He cracked the secret of each degree. There are 30 degrees in each sign, and he cracked that secret, and he's been teaching that, how to see specific details about career, love, life, from those degrees. Okay, so enough advertisement. Let's go into the weekly horoscope for you, Taurus. And as I said, I'll start with good news and I'll finish with good news. The first great news is that Venus is coming into your sign. And of course, this happens every year for about 20 days, 20, 30 days. But it's definitely a period of the year where you feel more boosted, more confident, when you feel more self-worth as Taurus, because Venus is the planet of self-worth and self-love, and it visits your sign. So you have opportunities and reasons to experience more self-love, to give more self-care, self-appreciation to yourself. And because of that, because you feel this more gentle, more loving energy towards yourself and others will respond the same way to you. So you can find that this month you are attracting a lot more pleasurable experiences, kind of people, synchronicity that allow you to enjoy good food, pleasures of the five senses. Maybe go and have a massage, maybe do your hair. I know when Venus transits my sun sign or moon sign or ascendant, I never go to hairdressers and stuff like that, but somehow I always end up going to a hairdresser or massage, or to pamper myself when Venus is in my sign. And for you, this is happening now, Taurus, and this is of such utmost importance for Taurus, because Taurus is the sign of the five senses, and they need to, and Venus rules them, and more than anyone else in the zodiac sign, they need to give themselves this self-pampering time, this self-love, this, even if it looks like an indulgence to other people, even if it looks like spending money on laziness or on pleasures and hedonism, you need it as Taurus. This is what gives you sense of self-worth, what gives you sense of self-love and stability. You're here to teach humanity and the world how to ground themselves in the body, how to love themselves in the material physical body. And you do that by indulging and by experiences the pleasures and joys of the earthly physical body. And you'll get more of that when Venus is in your sign. And what else happens when Venus is in your sign? Well, you become more attractive as well. By the time Venus passes through Taurus, which is by the end of June, you might have, it's a great time, by the way, if you want to have a new hairstyle, if you want to do some makeover, you'd love it after that. And it will look natural. It will look Venus is so harmonious in Taurus. Venus just feels great there. So by the end of the period, you'll feel more attractive. You might have had some pleasant experiences with in love, some pleasant experiences in dating, some pleasant experiences, but they come because it's Venus is in your first house, because not because you were lucky somehow, but because you exude that grace, you exude that kindness, and because of that, other people feel more attracted to you. And you can, what's your winning strategy for this month, Taurus? Be charming, charm the pants off others, be diplomatic, be earthy, be sensual, pamper yourself. It doesn't mean go and get drunk every day. That's not pampering yourself. Pampering is with healthy. Venus rules natural tastes, not good food, meaning good food. Don't go and eat half a pig, you know. Good food is food that feeds the temple, your body, that, you know, natural foods. Taurus is a sign that rules natural things, you know. And so this is the way how you do that. And making choices, because Venus is the planet of making choices, which are very healthy, very grounding, very earthy, that show love to your body and to yourself. So you have a chance to heal yourself in some way. Venus is a very healing planet to be in your sign as well. And even if there are other stresses in your life, because I understand you're not only Taurus, you might have, say, Moon in Sagittarius, for example, and Saturn is transiting there now, and there might be a big emotional issue happening in your life that you're lacking emotional support or something. But Venus being in your sign, even though it's just for 1 month, it says that you get a relief, you get like a respite, almost like you'll be taken by the goddess Venus to a spa-like sanctuary, or sense of being about yourself. And it's not necessary that the whole month will be like that, but there will be definitely 3 or 4 days when Venus is passing exactly over your sun, moon, or ascendant, that those more pleasant experiences happen to you. And what activities are great for you, and possibly you'll see that you're doing more of those, is shopping, good food, cooking good food, enjoying your going to amusement and entertainment of any sort, which is Venus again, buying good clothes, good shoes. The choices that you make now, you'll be happy with them. The pampering, indulging yourself. As I said, if you want to gain somehow to attract or to impress someone, but almost like you'll be the one that pulls people towards you without you having to go to them and force yourself. Just by being there, just by having this energy, people will come to you to pull them towards you. Any Venusian activities and business or activities connected to fashion, to working with women, to entertainment, to matters of luxuries and pleasures and amusement, they will go well. To art, music, you might feel in a much more way to indulge yourself, to give yourself, sorry, not indulge, but to do anything which is created, which is connected to beauty as well. So all those activities, you're being strongly supported to them, or if you work in any of those, you know, design, art, anything like that, you're going to have a good month. And another news is that Mars is going into your 3rd house. And Mars will be in Cancer. 3rd house is the house of communications and the house of, and actually Mars loves being in the 3rd house. And Mars will be there till the middle of July. So starting from the beginning, almost, let's see, from around the 5th of June till the middle of July, Mars, the planet of action, is in your 3rd house. So where do you become active for a month and a half? Well, you become active in communications. You actively pursue, say, contacts, commercial activities of some sort, because 3rd house rules commercial activities, marketing, management, and you have more of a drive, more of a motivation to go over for those things, you know, to go after such things, to get things done there, to complete things, to fix things when it comes to communications. Just be careful when it comes to, you might feel too opinionated at moments with Mars in the 3rd house. And you might be, if there is any tensions with someone, it might come from neighbors, from teammates, workmates, and it might come from siblings or relatives of some sorts, people in your everyday environment, or associates, which is all people ruled by the 3rd house. Because Mars is then, Mars is in the sign of Cancer, which is highly sensitive. So such people might be highly sensitive towards you and react like sensitively or reactively, and you can also respond to them in such a way. So just when it comes to relationship with such people, be a bit more careful. And when it comes to traveling, third house rules traveling, be a little bit more cautious, because because of, you know, Mars's date can create, I'm not going to say accidents, because Mars transits your third house of traveling and communications once every 2.5 years. Doesn't mean you have accident 2.5 years, but just so you know, be careful when traveling, that there'll be more stressors. Let's say if you're traveling somewhere, for example, there can be more stressors and more tension and anxiety that is happening. And also third house rules learning new skills. And when Mars is there, we get the courage, and we get the, you know, the incentive, because Mars is motivation and incentive to learn new skills, to tackle things that we just considered difficult before. And it might be from learning to operate certain you know, software, or to learning to you know, how to play some instrument or something like that. But it's a practical skill that you can do in the hand, so that we can use your mind on to learn. That can be a good time to initiate such things and start them. But even though Mars is invisible, which means that you're doing this most privately in your own space, rather than going out there and impressing people with your new skills. You're just kind of preparing for them, working on yourself internally with new skills, because when the planet is invisible, you don't see still the results of those things. And Mars continues to be invisible till September, which you know, but we'll speak about that in another way. Sorry, that's you, Taurus. Mars does not rule you, so it does not directly affect you. It's just to mention, because I mentioned it for all the signs. When Mars becomes invisible, the material manifestation of Mars are not easy to manifest, because it's invisible in the sky. It's very close to the sun. So the material manifestation of Mars is basically trying to avoid starting some totally new projects that require a totally new approach, because Mars rules having, you know, the courage to start something that is very different, competitive endeavors as well, kind of calm down somehow. And Mars rules your seventh house, and Mars seventh house is Scorpio. And when it's invisible, if there was some enmities or some, you know, with someone, partners or people, that other people, as we call them, seventh house rules other people, business partnerships, personal partnerships, they might kind of become invisible. And I would advise you, in matters of, say, making business partnerships of some sort, or signing very important contracts, Mars rules those things for you. And because it's invisible, and if it's something totally brand new, I would advise you to possibly wait out until Mars is visible again, because it might not be, when a planet is invisible and you try to start something and it rules that, like it rules your relationships, it might not be easy for it to manifest in the material way. And it doesn't mean you won't have any relationships, but maybe relationships or people, important people like business partners, can step back a little bit. They become invisible. They're not such a priority. You might feel less motivated to do something with them, you know. And as I said, what gives you power in June is yourself, and taking care of yourself, and you would attract pleasurable experiences by just focusing on yourself with this Venus in Taurus. And another good news that we have for you, Taurus, is that Jupiter is turning direct in your sixth house. And now only Saturn is left retrograde. And, you know, we had Venus retrograde, we had Mercury retrograde in April, we had Saturn and Jupiter retrograde in April and part of March. So things were more complicated, but from June, another planet is turning direct. So there is a shift, and things, when planets turn direct, things become easier. And we're having almost all the planets now direct. So things start becoming easy in regards to your sixth house, in regards to matters of your health, if there was some complications, so if you have to work harder to keep up your health. When Jupiter turns direct, by the end of June, you start seeing improvement. There is a change of direction in regards to sixth house matters, change of wind. The wind of change is coming there, but in a more positive ways, with new developments that give resolution, or that give answers to you, or that show you the results of your hard efforts for the past few months in regards to health, in regards to matters connected to your work or employment. Sixth house rules that. In regards to pets, if you have a pet that hasn't been well or something, uh, or you've been trying to buy a pet, 6th house rules that now you can see finally that the results and things improve. Or in matters of work, basically if some complicated situations has happened at work with teammate or with some project, or if you've been working hard to finding a job of some sort, but things were stalling back because Jupiter was retrograde. Now it's turning direct. That might be the month of June, might be when things turn in the opposite direction for you. Maybe the project starts picking up or starts giving results, or start improving, or some complicated matter there, or you find a job, or some complicated matter at work, or with your duties and responsibility, or with debt, because 6th house rules debt as well, starts getting resolved. So it's the time to start acting in regards to those things, because you will get good results from June onwards. Maybe from the end of June, you'll feel that much better. Okay, so yeah, and 6th house rules enmities, enemies, just like illness is enemy of the body. Competitors, if there was something to do with competitors that happened in your environment with competition, you might find new solutions to deal with that, or you might find a different perspective, or things might normalize, start normalizing and become easier now. So thank you so much, Taurus. That was your June horoscope. Come and join me for all about Taurus. If you like the way I teach, and that's going to be like a 4-hour webinar, or come and join me all about Gemini, or the secrets of the 30 degrees with Nicola. Thank you.